Hi guys! Welcome to my new YouTube channel. I've decided to use this YouTube channel. The general idea of this channel was initially to record just kind of normal everyday life because I suck at keeping a journal, and I thought it would be really neat to look back on at some point and to share kind of just, an average life with people, if anybody was interested in watching. But now I've decided to use this channel, maybe in addition to that idea, but certainly prevalent would be, I've decided to learn a new language. I've been studying Russian for 3 years, and I'm very obsessed with Russian. I love everything about Russia. I love the culture. The language is so beautiful. The people are wonderful. I lived in Russia for a while. I lived in St. Petersburg. While I was out there, I got my certification to teach English as a foreign language. So now I'm a TEFL teacher, and that was one of the greatest experiences of my life. And that's where I want to be. But I also realize there's more out there in the world, and I want to explore that. So I've decided to start learning another language, start learning about another country, and see if there's somewhere else that I would love to go. So, in addition to that, I'm obsessed with the idea of language. As a TEFL teacher, as a student of a foreign language, the idea that we have created these systems of sounds all around the world. Everybody has done this, and it's amazing how we've all created these systems of sounds, and they all sound so different. They all say the same things. But I find it so fascinating that these sounds we make, we put them together in different ways, and someone else can understand what we're trying to express, and that just fascinates me greatly. So I'm really excited. My life goal is to speak 5 languages fluently. My Russian leaves a lot to be desired, but I can hold my own in conversation, which is nice. But I'm excited to branch out and learn another language. So the language I've selected is Norwegian, and I have absolutely no experience, completely blank slate here in Norwegian. I've read a little bit about the language, that it's very similar to Danish and Swedish, and that makes acquiring those extra languages a little bit easier in the future, and perhaps I'll add those to my repertoire. But for now, I'm just going to stick to Norwegian. I've decided to record this process, not only for my own benefit, because I'm curious about how when in the future I want to look back and be able to see where I started, but also I want others who are wanting to learn a new language have a reference to go to about the process. A lot of people aren't overly familiar with it, especially in the polyglot community. And if you're not familiar with the word polyglot, it's just basically someone who speaks multiple languages. And in the polyglot community, we focus so greatly on the end result, that being fluent in a language, that we kind of don't look at the process. You see YouTube videos about people who they express, they speak in the languages that they speak, and they express that they're at different levels in each of those languages, but they never really go into detail about how they're getting to those levels, how they're acquiring their language. And I know for me, when I first started to pick up Russian, that it was extremely overwhelming. I didn't know where to begin. I believe it's different if you're taking like a course, or if you live in a foreign country and you're kind of forced to learn it from immersion. But when you're self-teaching yourself a language, wow, I can speak. When you're teaching yourself a new language, it can be, where do you start? Do you start with nouns or verbs? Do you start with grammar? Do you start with common phrases, pronunciation? It can be really confusing, overwhelming, and darn frustrating. because you want to be with these other people who are fluent. You want to be at that, you want to be up there, and you want it to happen so fast. You want it to be overnight, and it doesn't work that way. So I'm excited about this idea, whether it takes off or not, whether I just watch it for myself, or I get a couple of people who enjoy watching it as well. But I'm really excited to see and share that process, where to begin, what kind of resources to use, at least resources that work for me. Everybody learns different, so if something that I think works well doesn't work for you, I apologize, and if you let me know, I will do my best to help you find something that does. Feel free to leave a comment or send me a message in the future. I'm really looking forward to this process, and I'm really looking forward to learning another language, especially one that's so beautiful like Norwegian. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I plan on posting videos probably every day, just kind of to give that constant update of what I did to help that day, whether I did a book lesson or whether I did a Pimsleur lesson or whatnot. I want to be able to share the resources that I use. I want to be able to share the strategies that I use and the general process. And I want to show how you can use it in your everyday life, especially if you live like I do in a town that doesn't have a very large population of the language you're learning, which can make it very difficult to get that actual practice. So, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.